business incubator MOST, together with the Asian Development Bank and Qaztech Ventures, launched the Jubilee 10th Central Asia Impact Tech Accelerator in Almaty.
Главная задача – это найти.
The main task is to find, educate, and train startuppers with their projects, which then our bank, together with partners from the business incubator, will prepare for entering other markets, for financing and promoting in general.
Будет готовить к выходу на другие рынки сбыта, к финансированию и продвижению в целом.
This acceleration program allows you to pump over a startup, find ways to raise the average check, and increase sales by building the right business processes. In addition, they will provide resources, contacts, and share experience in sales and corporations, both in Kazakhstan and abroad. In order not to miss such opportunities, the founders of the company producing innovative biogas plants decided to take part in the acceleration.
Биокомплекстің биометан өндіретін және удобрение өндіретін
We have developed a biocomplex where we produce biomethane. The complex consists of 30 tanks. The volume of each of them is 30 tons. Since this is a whole complex, we breed bacteria for 30 days, and bioproducts are also released there. After 30 days, we receive the finished fertilizer. If even one complex fails, for some reason, it can be quickly repaired.
толық мөлшерде біздің биоөніміміз, удобрениеміз дайын болады.
To create the entire infrastructure of the biogas complex, $1 million is needed. Such a system will be most useful for farmers with over 1,000 head of livestock, since it allows you to get electricity and provide heat to autonomous farms. And these are the founders of the service, Remote Management of Pregnant Women and Children up to 1 year, presenting their project to guests and investors of Central Asia Impact Tech Accelerator. This is such a platform for communications among doctors and pregnant women. Also, mothers who have children under 1 year old. The doctor has a SRM system where they see all the mothers and children up to 1 year old. They see them by risk groups and understand who to pay more attention to, see how the study is going at school for expecting mothers, how much women understand about care for a child. The second part of the system is a mobile application for mother, which integrates 9 services for monitoring pregnancy. The program algorithm determines what bothers users and then schedules them for an appointment. Thus, risk for pregnant women and for medical clinics receive manageable status. To date, the project is at the stage of implementation and commercialization. We cover more than 6 regions and, accordingly, plan to cover all of Kazakhstan. The Central Asia Impact Tech Accelerator program will last until December 19 of this year. Experienced mentors will select the top 10 teams of Kazakhstan and Central Asia to the finals, who will be helped to study foreign markets in order to scale their projects there. PayPal electronic payment system recognized the loss of $228 million. The loss arose because of investments in Uber. In total, the company invested $500 million in shares of a taxi ordering service, buying securities during an IPO in early May 2019. The first public sale of shares by Uber Technologies was held on the New York Stock Exchange. The company raised more than $8 billion by selling 180 million shares at $45 per unit. However, in the third quarter, securities fell by 35%. Together with them, PayPal investments also depreciated. Boeing will invest $20 million in the company of British tycoon Richard Branson, Virgin Galactic, which is engaged in the development of space tourism. Representatives of Boeing said that the investment aimed at commercializing space and expanding customer access to safe, efficient, and environmentally responsible new modes of transport. Collaboration with Virgin Galactic can open the future of space travel. Boeing is confident. Virgin Galactic previously invested $1 billion in the creation of reusable systems for transporting man into space. And in February of this year, the company for the first time sent the spacecraft March 3rd with the passenger on board to the borders of outer space. The ship rose 88 kilometers above the surface of the Earth and successfully returned. Robotics is an applied industry that is dedicated to the development of automated systems and the creation of robots. Therefore, to become a qualified specialist in this field, you need to have tremendous knowledge and practical skills in different fields. Startups from the InSpare lab team offer these skills in Kazakhstan robotics courses. Nowadays, the field of startups is developing very fast, where everyone makes his own project. And now we are pushing children so that they could create their project, sell not only to the Kazakhstan market, but also on international level. Inspiration is used as the main teaching tool in this laboratory. Therefore, the educational process here is built in such a way that the children themselves want to design robots. On previous lessons, we learned how to make a smart fan and a smart lamp. We first connected the main unit, the ultrasonic rangefinder, to the microcontroller and wrote a program.
Ультразвуковой дальномер и написали программу.
Already 30 students have signed up for these robotic courses. They attend classes 2 times a week. The average duration of a lesson is 1.5 hours. 80% are practices, 20% is a theory. Children basically do something with their hands. I do something on the computer and I always help them. Our learning process is delivered using a system such as PBL, problem-based learning. The purpose of this teaching method is to teach children to independently find solutions to professional problems. The teacher sets the task for the group and gives complete freedom of action, observing the students from the outside. And the students themselves decide what information is needed to complete the assignment, where to get it, and how to apply it. We teach in all languages that are now popular. For children, we use the Scratch language. For adults, we use a more professional language. It is called C and C++. In the learning process, they use special kits for robotics. They are divided into several types. For example, the Inventor Electronics Kit allows children to learn the basics of robotics, what is a sensor, actuator, and so on. The second set is designed to build the so-called MBOT. It works with complex algorithms and knows how to avoid obstacles. The third stage is called Middle. There, we have the MBOT Ranger. This is such a robot tank, powerful, fast, and more complex algorithms, more sophisticated sensors, and it is already much more difficult to go through. We also have the fourth stage. This is a lesson on a 3D printer. In the near future, the founders of these robotics courses are planning to scale their project to other cities of Kazakhstan and then enter the markets of neighboring countries. Can you hear me? Too much light. This way is fine. Hello, my name is Anton Musin. I'm Managing Director of Accenture Kazakhstan. Speaking about VR technology or virtual reality, I must say that this technology has been known for quite some time. That is, the first attempts to use this kind of technology began probably back in the 1960s to 1970s, when there were first attempts to use computer technologies in general.
Когда начались первые попытки использования компьютерных технологий вообще. Суть этой технологии, наверное, можно объяснить.
The essence of this technology can probably be explained in simple words. You are using a computer to create an environment in which a person is immersed and interacts with it. This is an important point, not just immersion in this environment, but also interaction with it. That is, various means create this kind of environment. In this case, the presence effect and the interaction effect are required.
Разными средствами создается такого рода среда, при этом обязателен эффект присутствия и эффект взаимодействия. И, наверное, вот эти два
And
основных
probably these two main effects of presence, a sense of presence and a sense of interaction, are the way in which this technology is constantly developing.
происходит развитие этой технологии. Важно отметить, что существует
It is important to note that there is a similar term where similar mechanisms are used, as in virtual reality. It is called augmented reality. This is a similar mechanism when you create certain objects in a reality understandable to you. Suppose you look through the glasses at the world, but some objects not from this world appear in them. They are simply projected there.
в вашем понятной для вас реальности, допустим, вы смотрите через очки на мир, но в них появляются какие-то объекты не из этого мира, они просто туда проецируются. И вам кажется, что они там.
And it seems to you that they are there. For this, a specialized term is used, and this augmented reality is such a subset of virtual reality.
Если говорить о использовании
If we talk about the use of such technologies and how the use of these technologies is achieved, obviously, I think many of you have come across this technology. This is primarily glasses or helmets of virtual reality, when a computer image is projected into the eyes in one way or another, and you are immersed through the helmet of virtual reality, at least visually, into this world.
То есть вас погружают через вот эти вот шлемы виртуальной реальности, хотя бы визуально, в этот мир. Это очевидно звуковые всяческие.
These are all kinds of sound effects when you are additionally given a sound there. Well, the second point that I talked about is the moment of interaction with the environment. It is achieved through additional funds. These are all kinds of joysticks that are used to interact with objects inside, and gloves and special devices so that you can mix in this environment.
Специальные устройства для того, чтобы вы могли перемещаться в этой среде. То есть вот через эти механизмы.
That is, through these mechanisms, an interaction element is additionally created, and you can interact with the environment.
Со средой. Ну, если говорить об использовании, где конкретно.
If we talk about the use, where exactly can we see virtual reality? The obvious example is games. For 15 years, at least, the technology is so developed that you can see this technology in games, and many of you have probably tried to do it.
Вы можете видеть эту технологию в играх, и многие из вас наверняка пробовали это делать. Попытки происходят.
Attempts are now under development. Not attempts, but in principle. Systematic work to develop this technology in the gaming environment occurs through, first of all, helmets of virtual reality built on new technologies, through the development of new devices for interacting with the environment, though the emergence of new opportunities for interactive interaction with this environment.
Появление новых возможностей интерактивного взаимодействия с этой средой. Наверное, здесь стоит сказать о проблематике, которая существует сейчас.
Probably it is worth mentioning the problems that exist now. It lies precisely in interaction with the environment. One of the key limitations of using, well, in particular, helmets of virtual reality is us, people. There are restrictions on the use of these helmets, which project a computer image into your eyes, because these restrictions are related to physiology. A person begins to feel dizzy. He begins to feel himself not in this environment. However, if you have some kind of interaction from the outside, the person starts to have physical and technological problems. That is, the technology has a limited amount of use. They are actively struggling with this, trying to minimize the effect so that it would be more comfortable for a person to be with constant projection into his eyes. I think this problem will be solved in the near future.
С постоянным проецированием изображения ему в глаза. Я думаю, что это будет решена проблема в ближайшем будущем.
Startupper Aron Karatayev came up with the name of the innovative Sunorak jacket by combining two English words, sun, the sun, and anorak, a jacket with a hood. So the invention speaks for itself. A jacket equipped with solar technology. In the near future, it will be able to become an alternative source of energy in everyday life. Our project helps us to introduce alternative energy sources in everyday life, which will help us reduce the cost of electricity. That is, each of us charges his phone twice a day. It is estimated that about 1 kilowatt or more is used per person per month. And in the world, there are more than 4.5 billion people who have mobile phones. These are huge numbers and energy costs. Sonorak will allow you to charge not only cell phones, but also other gadgets placed in the jacket using solar energy. The inventor admits that it took him only 2 weeks to create the first prototype. A year later, work is already underway on a third improved model. The jacket is made of polyester, which protects parts and does not leak water. If necessary, all external and internal components of Sonorak can be removed and washed. Our design means as an external element, the solar panels go. They are well protected by themselves from moisture, from shock. There is a good margin of safety and moisture protection. Internal elements are also protected from all possible leaks and so on. Huge control system. And besides this, everything is uniquely isolated, completely insulated. That is, no water can go through it. In order to start production, you need at least $50,000, the startup considered. He intends to raise money with the help of international crowdfunding on the platforms Indiegogo and Kickstarter. Aaron hopes that the idea will be supported by people who often travel and carry with them many different electronic devices. Now, according to statistics, more than 2 billion people travel abroad from their country and travel annually. We had a detailed study. Our affordable dollar market is over $2 million. That is, this is what we can attract at the moment, referring to the success of similar products and products of our target niche. Aaron's senior colleagues admit that they paid attention to a talented guy when he was in his first year. Learning about his ideas, they suggested that a novice inventor take an online course, startups and technological entrepreneurship within 15 weeks. While studying, Aaron took part in many competitions in parallel and won trips to the UK and Saudi Arabia. How we helped Aaron, we gave him exactly the online framework, which is located on our website, and he watched video lectures for 15 weeks. I don't believe in a standard student business incubator, because students, they light up easily, but also quickly this light goes out. Therefore, while the student is on fire, he needs to have time to put on some kind of business discipline, so that he makes his startup within the framework of the subject, within the framework of the discipline. As we go through math, the same way we go through startups. Meanwhile, the estimated price of Sonorak jacket is about $300. If the invention is supported by wholesale manufacturers, the cost may decrease, the author believes. At the same time, Aaron is not going to stop there. Together with the laboratory of the Kazakh British Technical University, he plans to create a photodynamic fabric that will be cheaper, more efficient, and easier to manufacture than the silicon solar cells that are used now and could become a real revolution in the field of solar power. The Finnish company Nokia plans to invest $500 million for the introduction of 5G in Kazakhstan. The high-speed internet project is already under development. The investment bank of the Nordic countries will also take part in the implementation of the initiative. 5G is a new generation telecommunication standard that allows you to increase the speed of your internet connection, as well as provide higher bandwidth of mobile broadband. 5G is also expected to achieve less battery power. Successful technology testing has also been carried out in the cities of Almaty and Nur Sultan. 5G is expected to appear in Kazakhstan by 2021. The Russian online retailer Wildberries will build 2 large distribution centers in Kazakhstan with a total value of about 30 billion tenge. Objects with an area of 50,000 square meters will be located in Nur Sultan and Almaty. Their opening will create an additional 5,000 jobs in Kazakhstan. Until the end of 2019, the first Wildberries e-commerce examination center will also open in Nur Sultan. It will combine the logistics and educational functions for suppliers. Similar centers will also appear in other cities of the Republic. The company itself notes that it is interested in cooperation with Kazakhstani manufacturers.